This is like legit the most fun I've ever had. Hey everybody, so we are trying something different here. We really didn't record any audio. Well, we did, but it's all garbage. So we are doing a voiceover on this video, and I think we're just going to talk about it, Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, and we're going to heckle ourselves.
Yeah, should see how that goes. This is the Shenandoah Heritage Market, and it was a cool harvest host that we found and did a quick overnight at. Nice big parking lot. It was really easy in and out, so we did find that to be a pretty easy aspect.
Yeah, and that in front of you is the entire building. I mean, that thing is absolutely enormous. The parking lot is huge, and we were there on a weekend. This is in Virginia, and we were there on a weekend, and we got there, I think, 2 hours before they closed or so, and there was nobody there.
Yeah, we got there on a weekend, but it was Easter weekend, remember? So
that's right.
Yeah, so I suspect it was probably, well, maybe it had more people stopping by as they were passing through. I don't know. But it did seem pretty deserted by the late afternoon, and then definitely on Sunday, on Easter Day, there was nobody there at all.
Yeah, this windmill here, there's two massive windmills, and if you happen to miss the exit from either direction, there's an exit on either side, just look for the big windmills to the north.
Yep.
So there's the popcorn stand up front. We didn't get any popcorn. I think we should have, but you know.
You're like still bitter about that.
I know, a little bit. So here's a nice little covered bridge to go in and out. There's a koi pond, really just a fish pond. There's koi in there, but there's all kinds of stuff in there. Really big fish in there.
Yeah, they're really big.
Yeah. So anyway, this is just, it's like a bunch of different kind of stores inside this one.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, those antique markets that you see sometimes where every stand has its own little spot. It's kind of like that, except that they're not all antiques. There is a lot. Like this one here is a lot of antiques, but it's a mix of stuff. Like there's all kinds of stores.
Yeah, we tried to find a nice dinette set for the RV, but it was just not working out.
I mean, we do want to get rid of this dinette table, so there is that.
So this is Rachel spouting off some ceramics and glass knowledge.
Ink bottles.
Nothing on the bottom?
It's definitely tooled. Hand tooled.
And what does hand tooled mean?
It means that this piece was made separately and then they had to apply it by hand, and then there's all these like lines around it where they would melt the glass together.
And actually they had
Oh, look at that.
they used the melted glass, and they had a tool in the shape of this that they'd spin around it to get that shape.
Yeah, that's right. This lipping tool, that's what they call it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, lipping tool.
It does have a pour spot on it.
Oh, that's cool.
But I don't know that it's necessarily ink. Could have been a lot of things that you pour.
It's also a lot of ink.
Yeah.
Yeah, archaeologists always gravitate to the artifacts, which are bottles and stuff. And yes, they did have motorcycles for sale inside
the building.
Inside the building.
Well, the building was huge, so and tons of fabric. I actually had to stop myself from going in there because, well, first of all, it mostly looked like quilting fabric, which makes sense given the like sort of homespun nature of everything that was there. And I'm not a quilter, so
I love this little miniature house with it's like a whole miniature craft room.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, it mostly looked like quilting fabric, and I just was not going down that road.
If your cast iron needs are lacking, they had a massive lodge cast iron section. Oh, and now we're in the toy store.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, we just kind of walked through here just looking at stuff. They had kites. They had all kinds of different things. I think this was all like Play-Doh type stuff. And
yeah, just like all those little
random things.
You know, like at the cash register of any store, they had all that stuff. And then a digger.
Those are like wood pellets, like for a pellet stove.
Like legit the most
And this
fun.
little like excavator. It was great.
What you doing?
Clearly doing some landscaping.
So they had some Western stores, not really our jam, so we didn't really go in there.
Nah.
Yep, and lots of stuff just all over the place.
Some of the quilts there were beautiful.
Yeah,
I might not quilt, but I can appreciate a handmade quilt, and they had some gorgeous ones.
that store we just walked past. If your rebel flag needs are lacking,
Ooh.
you can stock up right there.
Honestly, that was one of the reasons why we decided
Yeah.
maybe not going in there.
A big area for food, although they stopped serving hot food like 30, 45 minutes before the end of the day,
Yep.
basically. So we couldn't get anything because we just didn't want cold sandwiches.
That's okay. We
Yeah.
found food elsewhere.
We'll show you that later. But look at these mason jars.
Yeah.
This was a legit like antique store. Everything in here was old,
Mhm.
and they had lots of different artifacts and things like that, and they had lots of cool. And those are tobacco tins. We find a lot of those kinds of things, and then there's coffee tin there. I have a soft spot for like coffee artifacts.
Mhm.
It's a little half pint mason jar.
Nice.
Yeah, half pint.
You're a half pint.
Yeah, I was really intrigued by the mason jar selection
Mm-hmm.
because I just love them. They're so darn useful in an RV. I don't know if you feel that way, but
Yeah.
I just always want to put things into mason jars.
Well, we ended up buying 4 mason jars, except they had these things inside of them.
Yeah.
So
Got some
some jam.
jam.
some pickled things.
Yeah, dilly beans and
Did you get hot pickled cauliflower?
Yes, I haven't opened that one yet. I
Yeah.
don't know what it's like, but the dilly beans are delicious.
Yeah. And then down here, there's the military store there, which was kind of weird. And of course, the water wheel on the inside. And then there was this
Like you do.
grandma's pantry thing at the end, and we zeroed right in on like the candy aisle and bought way too much licorice. And that was interesting. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
looking at those like, oh my God, but I'm pretty sure we bought that.
No, we didn't get that one.
Did we get the smaller one?
We got the smaller one. But then you mixed together the black jelly beans, which are basically the best candy ever, with the black medallion things, which are not the best
Which are
candy
also
ever.
licorice.
Whatever, you ruined
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, there's a lot of cool foods in there, and it was pretty neat. You can see there's tons of parking for the RV too,
Yeah.
just all over the place. So the lot's huge. The approach is huge. The interstate is to the south, off to the left of this picture, and the access road is to the right. So that, like I said, there's an exit on either end. In fact, we were supposed to go to the right because we came from the left, but I wasn't paying attention, and we went the wrong way. So we went out to dinner. We were going to stay at this Harvest Host, but it said that we were too long, and turns out we probably weren't.
Oh, I don't know. Looking at this approach, like, unless they let you park in the field down here, this would be a difficult
Yeah.
place to pull our big RV in. But the spot itself is really cute. So if you have a smaller van type or trailer or something that you can maneuver a little easier, then this would be a great spot. Although
Yeah.
maybe not on a Saturday. It looks like they do this live music thing pretty much every
Pretty
Saturday.
often. Yeah, because this place was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, we just came out here to grab some wine. Turns out they had like a little cheese board thing, which we'll show you in a minute.
Yeah.
But the live music was really good, and it was just a nice, cool, chill place to sit.
Yeah, the weather was nice. We just sat outside and listened to some music, and it was nice.
I think he said loves cheeses, but I'm not sure. Yeah, the wine flight was good. That's mulled hot wine on the end that I got there.
Make your own cheese board. Love it.
And the
Yeah.
wine slushy.
The wine slushy.
I don't know how they made those, but I'm kind of sad I didn't figure it out because I want those every day in the hot summer.
So that's it for this narrative format. I hope you liked it. And we'll have links to those Harvest Hosts in the notes for this video.
See you next time.